This is Anna's line, right? It's me, Ned. Don't you remember?
Ned. I'm not sure.
It's been a really long time, hasn't it?
I sort of remember such a name, but I'm pretty sure I deleted that name from my consciousness 7 years ago. I have nothing to say to you, Ned. Goodbye.
Hey, come on. Don't be like that. I have something really important to tell you.
Important? What can that be? I know. Are you going to give me my life back? I'm really busy, so...
Come on, just give me a minute. It also has to do with your little sister.
My little sister? You mean Helen?
It's really serious, so a little time, please. I figured you should know. I mean, you're her big sister. I got a friend of mine to tell me your line info, and here I am.
I really don't know what to make of all this. So what is it?
Helen, she got herself a new guy and just took off.
Okay.
She left the divorce papers, so I signed it and sent it in.
Oh, I see.
You don't really seem to care much.
You think?
I mean, she's your younger sister. I thought you'd show a little more concern, even panic.
Yeah, well, if she was a normal sister, yeah, maybe that might be true.
She's not a normal sister?
You just said it yourself. She got a new guy and took off. That's normal in your book? And with Helen, well, it's not the first time.
Huh? Really?
Come on, Ned, don't act so surprised. You guys did exactly that to me, don't you remember?
Well...
We were living together when Helen started going to that college. She moved into a room on a different floor in our apartment. And when I was busy at work, the two of you got together and betrayed me. You do remember what happened after that, right? You quit your job and left the divorce papers on the kitchen table and took off. As for Helen, she dropped out of college and left the apartment. She went to your folks' place out in the country and started living there, right?
Yeah. Well, that was because...
I was all alone. I took the papers, signed it, and sent it in. I had to cover for you guys. She just moved out of her apartment. Didn't even bother to tell the landlord. I couldn't live there alone, so I had to do all the paperwork for both apartments. Then all the hassle of moving back into my folks' place. On top of all that, I did all the administrative paperwork needed down at City Hall. Even some documents your office needed. I was working on a project at work too. You can't imagine how busy I was. All because you lovebirds decided to fly off together.
Right. I'm really sorry about that.
If you're truly sorry, please don't ever contact me again. Goodbye.
Hold on a second. I'm not finished telling you the main part. The reason I contacted you. Please, just hear me out a little bit longer. Please! This could affect your future too!
Huh? What do I have to do with any of this?
I assure you, it's really important. So, please. If you don't listen, you'll definitely regret it. Please, listen.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, what is it?
Could you help me raise my son?
Huh? You want me to help you raise your son. You have a son?
Yeah, Helen and I, we had a child. He's 10 months old now. His name is Adam. He's super cute. You'd fall in love with him.
So, what do you want from me?
Huh?
Did you hit your head this morning? I'm not going to raise your child.
But it's the right thing to do, right?
Huh? Say again?
Okay, just think about it. You're my ex-wife. Of course, I divorced you and married your younger sister. But the fact is, Adam is my son, and your sister's child, which makes us relatives. It seems obvious that with Adam's mother gone, you, the next of kin, and my ex-wife should raise the child. That seems like the most common sense thing to do.
Did you just make all that up?
No. As my ex-wife, you now have the responsibility as a mother to take care of this child. I want you to get back together with me, once again, and become Adam's mother.
I think you have a few screws loose.
Come on, Anna. Don't you have any compassion for your son?
He's not my son. I think you call him what was that word? Oh yeah, my nephew. Besides, I've never met my nephew before in my life. I really don't know if I will find him cute or not. And another thing, haven't you even considered if I was even married?
No way you're married!
You sound pretty confident. How can you be so sure?
Anna, you're being a little too irresponsible, aren't you?
Irresponsible? I think you mean unrelated. This does not concern me. Okay, I think I've heard enough. See ya.
Hey, hold on a second. Anna!
Hey, Ned! What the hell are you doing standing outside my office with your baby in your arms? What is wrong with you?
Hey, Anna. Hey, I heard all about you. So, you quit your job and now you run your own business? The president, I hear.
What has that got to do with anything?
Well, obviously. That means, financially, we don't have to worry about bringing up little Adam.
Huh? Are you nuts?
Come on. Don't be like that. I mean, we're getting back together. And the two of us are going to raise our little son together. You can't fault me for caring about how our son will be raised, right? We want to provide the best for him.
You are totally off your rocker. I have zero intention of getting back together with you. He's your son, and technically he's only my nephew. And I have no intention of bringing up my younger sister's kid. I thought I already said that to you the other day. Please, I don't want anything to do with you. Get lost.
Listen, Anna. What you're doing is something that's against all social norms.
Social norms? So what you did to me is okay. What you're saying is totally irrational and absurd. You definitely need to check into the nearest mental institution. Shall I call them for you?
Huh? What did you just say? It's not something you say to your loving husband.
I'm calling the mental hospital right now. Like I said, I have zero intention of getting back together with you.
That's the worst thing a mother can say!
How many times do I have to say this? I am not Adam's mother.
Anyway, at this rate, you'll never get married, you won't have kids, just a 40-ish woman with a bleak future. If you think about your future, getting back with me is the best option you have. You take my advice now, and people will see you as a compassionate and responsible person, worthy to be a member of society.
Oh, really? Who do you think you are lecturing me? So, if I'm married and have a kid, you'll consider me a mature and responsible woman? Is that it?
That's right. Finally, you're coming to your senses, I see. Okay, I brought the marriage papers with me. So sign it, and we begin a new life together. And you'll be Adam's mother. How cool is that? We can head right over to City Hall on your lunch break. What do you say? We need to sign all the papers and officially make Adam your son, not your nephew. LOL. Oh yeah, and we need to get all the papers in order, so our son inherits what he deserves.
Excuse me? No need for all that.
Huh?
I already have 2 children. Sorry.
Huh?
Okay, let's get down to the main topic, shall we?
The main topic?
So, since you left me, you've been unemployed, right?
Where'd you hear?
I had you checked out. Your parents were supporting you all these years, but since they entered the old folks' home, Helen was working at some hostess club and fell for one of the customers, and we know what happened after that. So, you had nowhere else to turn, so you heard I had started my own business and became the CEO. You then concocted this absurd plan to get back together with me. All you thought of me was for me to be your patron, your maid, and your babysitter. Is that about right?
Yeah, well, I was, you know.
But you know what? After you left me, I met a really nice guy, and we got married.
Huh?
And this company? My husband and I built this company.
What?
Oh, and for your information, my husband is the vice president.
No way! This is BS! You can't be married!
But I am. Fortunately, I was able to beat the 40-ish mark and get married and have 2 beautiful kids.
You're making it all up!
Well, you can confirm it all with my friends if you like. You mentioned inheritance. Sorry, but I'm going to leave that to my kids. They deserve it more. You have nothing to do with any of this, so please get lost. After I explained my situation to him, he eventually backed down. But I was a bit concerned about my nephew and contacted my mother-in-law about him. She was as surprised as I was when I told her. She had no idea. She immediately contacted Ned and worked things out with him. Apparently, a distant relative agreed to take Adam in as their adopted son. Then a few months later, I heard that my little sister Helen came sulking back to Ned's place. But when she heard that Adam had been adopted by a relative, she was furious. And Ned, obviously, became furious too. Well, I heard that a fierce battle ensued afterwards. As a result, they got kicked out of the apartment and made to pay damages. Seems they really screwed up the apartment walls. To think that these people were my ex and my younger sister. Fortunately, I never plan to see either of them ever again. I'm not going to let them ruin my life again.